So kind of our story of where we started was we were looking at all their data and we were seeing it was plateaued. It just didn't seem to be getting us quite where we wanted. We were seeing achievement gaps, and I had been here a couple of years, and we were like, what is it that isn't quite right? And about that same time, we were doing a lot of work with standards, and our teachers were trying to use the materials we had and the things that were in place. Some places more than others, we had things in place, and we're pulling a lot of stuff. So they were spending a lot of their time trying to align standards and then pulling things to fit the standards. And we said, this is really inefficient. Like, why don't we try to find something that aligns to standards better and that is just easier for teachers to use? And so our teaching staff, I had sent out, I remember especially in the ELA area, I sent out a memo to all of our teaching staff, specifically to our K-12 team, that just said, I'm seeing all of you working really, really hard, putting all of your energy into this, and yet we're not seeing increased results. And I think there may be a better way. Ed Reports at that point was coming out with more, with just starting to come out with their alignment to standards and saying whether materials were aligned to standards. So we started by looking at those reports and saying, what are already aligned to standards that would make our life a lot easier? And our staff, Jill did a lot of the work on gathering those materials and working with the reps, the sales reps, and trying to get things here so then our teachers and teams could start exploring and seeing what's out there, what's available. When we could, we visited districts using them. Our teachers analyzed the materials and then went through a process, created teams at each building that helped us select those materials. They were key. Our teachers led the process. We, with Jill's great assistance and Jenny's, but they were the decision makers. They brought us their recommendation. And so we're really involved in the process and deciding what we should do. We piloted materials. Once they narrowed it down to one or two, then piloted materials to figure out what was a good fit for us, and sometimes we found something wasn't a good fit. Like, we would start it and it was like, this just doesn't work well, whether it's for the teachers or the kids just didn't seem engaged in it. And so we really narrowed into what works for us. And I don't believe there's a perfect program out there, so it's what worked best for us and what worked best for our teachers, and also coming from where we were at in all of our different grade levels and subjects, what was the next best step for us to take.